Hi guys, welcome back to my video and welcome back to my channel, Frenchie with Karen. So I really appreciate that you came in to join this other video in my channel, and today we will be talking about the speaking paper, which I'm going to try and explain. So in today's video, we're going to go straight in, and at the end of the video, I will be summarizing what I've talked about, and I would be giving you possible suggestions and tips on how you can improve your speaking paper. So again, in your speaking paper, I've got a set of notes in front of me so that I make sure I don't miss out anything, so please bear with me. So for the speaking paper, basically there's going to be three sections. So there's going to be a presentation section, and then there is a topic conversation section, and then the third section is the most daunting one, which is the general conversation. So we're going to go through all these three sections in a more comprehensive manner, and I will try my best to complete the video in less than 10 minutes so that you can get all the information you need within 10 minutes. So in section number 1, it's basically the presentation section. So this is something that you would prepare in your own school, and it is something that when you prepare it in your own school, generally, it's like your teacher will be checking your topic with you. So generally you would have to choose a topic from these possible topics that you can see on your screen right now. And after you've chosen a topic, you need to be able to think of a more narrowed topic. For example, let's say if we were talking about tourism. So if you chose travel and tourism as a possible section, so one of the things that you could be talking about in your topic presentation is perhaps, let's say, French attractions that a tourist can go to. So this could be your possible topic. But again, your topics cannot be approved by other people except your French teachers. So this is something that you would do with your French teachers in school. So when you're doing your presentation or when you're preparing for your presentation, you need to make sure that you're aligning to the topic as much as possible so that you're not going off the shore. And it is very important that you can give relevant facts, you can express opinions, hypotheses, and put forward points for discussion. Now, whatever you mention in your presentation, that is the starting point for the marker to ask you questions. So make sure that whatever you say in your presentation, it is something that you're very familiar with. If you're not familiar with, and if you're writing that in your presentation, either don't do that, or either if you're taking the risk to do that, make sure you're doing some research as well, so that you somehow know what you're talking about and you're not just blindly talking things that you don't know. Now, ideally, you should not be taking a cue card with you, so it is better off to memorize all your 3-minute conversation as much as possible. However, there are some people who will bring a cue card, so that they just have the main points on their cue card. I don't know if this can reduce your marks or if this somehow affects your overall grade. However, it is my suggestion that you do not bring a cue card so that it somehow reduces the possible risks of affecting your grade. Now, again, if you're taking a cue card, you cannot write down the entire script on your cue card because that's not allowed, and they will check it in the exam venue, so please do not do that. Again, if you're going over 3.5 minutes, the examiner is going to interrupt you, and that could possibly affect your grade as well because it shows that you have not timed your presentation, you were not prepared enough. So if possible, try your best to time yourself whenever you're preparing your presentation, because you want to make sure that it's okay to go less than 3.5 minutes. I would say stay between 3 minutes and 3.5 minutes, but don't go more than 3.5 minutes, if that makes sense. So after you finish your presentation, that will lead you onto your topic conversation. Now, again, your presentation, the first component is 3.5 minutes, and that is about 20 marks. Now, after you finish your presentation, you would be going on to a topic conversation. So a topic conversation is about 7 to 8 minutes, and it is 40 marks. Now, during your topic conversation, they will be asking you certain questions. So maybe they will ask you, why do you express your opinion in a certain way? Can you give me your reasons for why you think in such a way? Could you give possible examples? They could ask you things that you probably didn't even know. So it's always a good idea to research as much as possible about your topic, so that if they ask you any possible questions, at least you would be able to give like a certain opinion in your answer. So I'd say that is very important. Now, again, sometimes you would give an answer and they will ask you a follow-up question, which is also possible. So it is always very, very, very important to do research of your topic. Choose a topic that you feel interested in. Choose a topic that perhaps only you would know and makes you unique compared to like the other candidates in the examination hall. And then possibly, I would say, when you're having a topic conversation, try to ask at least 1 to 2 questions to the examiner, because when you do that, it somehow shows that you're in a very engaged topic. So again, when you're asking questions, don't sound like you're challenging the examiner. Ask questions in a very polite manner. For example, you could ask the examiner if he knows when was the Eiffel Tower built. And let's say if the examiner answers you, you could further develop. You could say, okay, this was made by this person. It was made in this time, like a specific year. And it was made for this particular reason. So I found this very interesting. So you can like further develop the conversation, even though the examiner might know the answer already. So I would say the examiner would not usually talk a lot in the topic conversation, because they want to hear you. They want to hear you talk. They want to hear you answer, and they want to hear you question them. There is a specific rubric that you would be able to see on your screen right now. So in section number 2, which is the topic conversation, they will mark you on this specific rubric. So be sure to check it out if you find this helpful. And then for section number 3, which is the general conversation, so it's about 8 to 9 minutes and it's about 40 marks. So here it is a general conversations, and at first they might ask you like your background, your interests, and slowly from that topic they will go into more abstract concepts, and they will delve into like things that are like more bigger topics. So I would say, for example, if your topic conversation, let's say, is about environmental, so then they will talk about like ecology. So for example, let's say if your topic conversation is environment again. So in your general conversation, they're not going to be asking you about environment or ecology, because you've already mentioned it in your topic conversation. So they will be asking you questions that you didn't really they would be actually covering themes that you didn't cover in your topic conversation. Again, this will not be something very complicated. It will be something of very general, unless the examiner thinks that you're really capable of answering really difficult questions. But again, usually it will not be like topics that are very, very difficult. So I'd say there's nothing much to worry about. Usually it's a build on what you really say. So if you say a certain thing, they will build on from that. Try not to say, I don't know, because that really shows that you're not really delving yourself into the culture, and that could reduce your marks as well. So try and say something that you know, which isn't probably wrong, and don't really show a sense of uncertainty, I would say. Again, I really hope you found this video very, very helpful, where I've shared all of my personal experiences for the speaking paper. Some of you probably already know this, which is great. I would say it's always a good idea to review your understanding of a particular paper. So it's great that if you just came here to review something, I really hope that you can take away something from today's video, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to subscribe. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!